So my friend asked me to do a full detail and clay bar on his Terminator, and the first thing I did was I cleaned up these keys. I love this keychain. This is what he got for 30 years at Ford, and it's 31 years is what he actually did, but when he got to 30 years they gave him this keychain. So you can see how dirty the key fob is, so I cleaned that sucker down, and you can see the buttons now again. So I got the car all washed with a nice soap, and then I went back and did the clay bar. Started doing the clay bar on every inch of the car, and I tried to go real slow and not be rushed on this. I wanted to make sure to get every single inch of the car. It's very important to me to keep my quality very high when I'm working on somebody's car, and sometimes you want to go fast and you want to get through it, but I told myself to slow it down a little bit, make sure to get every corner. The New Edge Mustang has so many neat lines in it, so it was easy to follow all those lines and get every inch of the front of the car. And I was actually pretty surprised that the clay bar was picking up a lot already. I didn't think that this car would be so dirty, but it got a lot out of it, especially down here on the lower part of the bumper. I don't think a lot of people clean this area very well, and they probably skip it when they clay bar, especially what I like to call the fangs. This is the part of the bumper that I think a lot of people miss, and I had to be very dedicated to make sure to get those on my Cobras as well, and just wanted to get in there. So I wanted to make sure to really get all this, and I noticed that when I make the video, I don't think I really talk about how much work this actually is. It kind of looks like I just kind of easily glaze over it, but I wanted to get everything, especially inside the side scoops where it's painted on the rim, especially that leading edge of the scoop, because that sticks out the farthest, so you're hitting a lot of dust that's in the air from cars that have stirred up the dirt in front of you, as well as your own front wheels that kick it up. Of course, the mirrors on the Terminator are painted, so I wanted to make sure to do a good job and get those. I was pleasantly surprised that the clay bar picked up a few dots on that mirror that I didn't think were going to come out, and that didn't come out with a wash. So I just made sure to go around every inch of the car, especially the door handles. I think that gets skipped a lot. People don't put the detail into getting that, and it's kind of like the time you would spend waxing the entire car. So you do it twice if you're going to do this and then wax the car. But I love the clay bar, the idea of it pulling out contaminants out of the paint and specks of dirt and debris, even rubber, and that comes off the tires or little things like that that get stuck on the car. The clay bar can help pull those out and stuff. So overall, I think it turned out really nicely. Like I said, I got every inch of every panel, and the New Edge Mustang makes it easy to work with because you just do a line at a time. In my previous video I used Dazzle wax, but I had two of these brand new bottles of McGuire wax, and it actually looks exactly the same when you pour it onto the applicator pad. So I decided to go ahead and use the McGuire stuff this time, and it was very similar. It seemed like it was the exact same stuff. But there you can see the shine. My grandpa always told me when I would polish his Mercedes, he had an old 55 Mercedes, that you have to do it until you can see your face in it. And polishing my grandpa's aluminum airplane, like a World War II airplane, that was with metal polish. And he would make us do little circles until we could see ourselves in it, but that was a different process anyway. But this mineral gray looks really, really nice in the sun, a lot like the silver metallic I have on my GT that I've shown a lot lately on the channel. This is just a beautiful color, looks so good in the sun. So again, went to the glass, and I try to go one direction like this, up and down on the glass, so that when you're inside, if you see streaks, you go the other way. On the inside, you'll know which side is the side that needs to be cleaned. But Next, I wanted to put the top down on the car for a couple of reasons. And you put the windows down, and when the windows are down and the top's down, then you can roll the windows back up, and I'll show you what you can see with that and what you can get on the detail. But putting the top down is nice too, because you can get to a lot of the interior pieces easier, and it's also easier just to work in the car that way and vacuum and lean inside the car without having to duck down and stuff. So put the back windows back up, and I'll show you why I did that. When you clean these windows, of course, rolling them up and down, they're going to get wet again, and that's fine. It takes several times of doing that to dry them, but look at the gunk on the edges of the glass that you get off when you put them back up, and you can see the whole window. If you just roll it up into the back of the top, you're never going to see that upper stuff. So I cleaned the style bar, and this is just basically the same as interior plastic, and it cleaned up nicely. I didn't use any chemicals or anything on it. I just used nice water and a microfiber towel. And of course, took the mats out and started vacuuming. And there's a lot of pet hair and things in here that I worked on. And doing it with the camera is difficult. This is just kind of showing you what I did, but I went back through and did a really good job once I put the camera down and went to work at it. But this is basically just showing you what I'm doing. And so got that all taken care of. And then the back of the seat, when you put the seat forward, look at all this junk that's back here. I got that all out with the vacuum, and I'll go back with a microfiber and clean it as well. You'll see that in a minute here, but cleaned all of that. That's one place a lot of people miss. They don't consider the seat having junk in it like that. Of course, the parking brake boot leather, just to get most of the junk out, I do go back and clean it with the microfiber and some water, but to vacuum all the crumbs and junk out of it. And right here, of course, the door panels that have a lot of kicking on accident when people get in and out of the car. It's just normal. It's fine. And I did go back and vacuum this lower carpeting area. There was some pet hair and stuff in it too. So all the door panels got a nice cleaning, and nothing too harsh. And I did vacuum out those door pulls as well. So just really nice door panels. They cleaned up nicely. They're already nice anyway. So I went through and I sprayed the pedals and some more of the interior moldings here, the sill plates, or if that's what you want to call them, all this plastic trim. And went in there and got all that. And the pedals, they clean up pretty well. They're aluminum and they look really good. The Bullet, Cobra, Mach 1 style pedals there. So went through and got all those. Tried to get in between the rubber pieces on them as well and do a good job with that. Your dirty feet kick those all day, so it's something to consider. A lot of people miss the pedals, and you can spend a lot of time getting in there and trying to get in between every single rubber piece. And so that turned out nicely. So the passenger side had a lot of dirt here from getting kicked, just normal wear and tear. Cleaned that all up nicely, and I got the bottom of the fan for the cooling system, the heater core and the air conditioning and stuff. But put down the back windows, and then I could get this top plastic here. This is an easy way to clean it when you're outside the car and standing over it, so I really like doing it that way. And I did put the convertible top back up to get the window and some other things like that. So it's hard to get everything, but if you think about it, you just have to realize there's a window in there too that needs to be cleaned. And just clean everything, put the top back up, clean everything again. But put this seat forward, cleaned it all up again. You saw I did vacuum this side as well, but now I'm going at it with the microfiber just to clean up kind of the dusty leather look that's in there. So got the floor mats looking really good. Vacuumed every little thing I could find in these and kind of dabbed it like this to get those random pieces of hair, animal hair and stuff that were being stubborn. Cleaning the door jambs, like I showed in the other video, I like to go get all this and get all underneath it. A lot of that gets missed. And if you saw my video about what every Mustang needs, every 99 to 04 specifically, but yeah, Fox Bodies have this gas tank too, is cleaning the plastic on the gas tank, because you see this when you drive behind the car. It is very visible. When you follow somebody in one of these Mustangs, you can see a really filthy gas tank cover. So yeah, I did make a video that this should be done on all SN95 Mustangs, specifically every New Edge Mustang. Somebody should get under here and clean this because it is so visible. So I practice what I preach, and I got under here and I cleaned this up. And you would think like an Armor All and stuff would get dusted out really quick, but surprisingly it stays pretty clean. You know, I've done it to all my cars, and then it's easy to keep up on. Then this valence, this lower plastic area, it's kind of like a plastic dip painted area, the bumper. I think it is a paint actually, but it cleans up good with the microfibers and the Armor All. That's what I used on it because it was kind of dull. And of course I did the wheels and tires, everything's all done. So beautiful looking car. Here's a lot of this mineral gray footage of how nice this paint looks. I'm very proud of it. I think it turned out very nice. Car's beautiful, and I like to pull it out into the sun like this because then you can find anything you might have missed. And especially with wax, when you wax the car in the shade, sometimes it's hard to see little spots of wax you might have missed, or an edge or something. And so it's nice to take a step back, look around the car, see it in the sun, and see if there's anything at all that got missed. So I know it's hard to see in this shot, but that gas tank looks really good. So here's some more of the beautiful mineral gray. The sun was just so beautiful on it. It looked perfect. So very happy about this. The metallic is really good about hiding any light swirl marks that the car might have. The metallic paints are just good for that. So looks great in the sun. Even though it is a darker color, it is kind of a light color when it gets in the sun. So we did work on the car. It had some squeaking in the, I believe it's the control arm bushings, and so this was just kind of a video of that. We sprayed some white lithium grease up in all of the bushings and tried to eliminate that noise. It did quiet it down quite a bit, but there's still a hint of that sound there. But this was a good way to get the sound to replicate because we could only hear it while driving. So we'll see if that helps at all, but it did quiet it down.
Okay.
So yeah, that seemed to be the problem we could find. My Silver GT was making a very similar noise, and I sprayed some stuff up in there and all the control arm bushings and stuff, and then it went away. And I don't know if it's just because the car had sat for a long time like that and it just wore back in, but the sound's kind of gone, and sometimes it comes back in the rain. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on it. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.